Hi, selamat pagi, good morning. All right, Mbak Dewi, can you please tell us the backstory on how did you start pursuing this paper cutting art?
So my paper cutting journey is started in 2011 when I first saw it in the fashion magazine actually.
Really?
I saw it in the fashion magazine and I start to getting interested because how come such a simple paper and then cut with a some kind of technique, but it turns out to be a beautiful art.
Yeah.
It just because it just made out of a piece of paper.
Yes, just like that.
So that what intrigued me to find out more about this art. So then I started to make one for myself
Right.
by trying to find a simple image in the Google back then, and then try to cut it with small scissors. Actually, that was my first paper. But then I find it there's a difficult part that I cannot go through with the scissors. So I use the cutter. That's why that's why I call my art as a cutteristic.
Cutteristic. Okay. Now, can you tell us more about the process that you've been through about this cutting paper, cutteristic, of turning paper to a work of art? Do you actually use a pencil first, or you make sketches first, or you just just cut it?
So there are three steps. There are three steps in the making process of this cutteristic. So the first step is the making the face sketch from the real photos of my clients, and then I drew it in the computer first. So I make the illustration, and then I will send the draft of design to my clients to get the approval. So once the design is being approved, then it will be transferred into the paper, and then cutting the paper, and then the last steps is the framing it. Because I want the client to have a good display of the paper cutting instead of just giving them only the paper and then they don't know how to display it properly. So it would be best for me to show them that this is the way to display paper cutting with the frame itself.
I see. Mbak Dewi, I also am a graphic designer, and I know about cutting and making art out of papers. But I know that this is quite a hard tool to master. So how did you manage to be a cutting paper artist? How do you manage from making this piece of paper into this artwork and mastery the skill?
Mastery. Talking about mastery, I believe in the 10,000 hours.
Oh,
I believe in the 10,000 hours work.
Okay.
So
It's the process.
When I first,
Yeah.
yes. So when I first start to getting more serious in this business, actually back then it was not a business. It was my side job actually. I was working in the private company, and then making paper cutting as my hobby. I can say it was a hobby back then. But then it was in 2014 I decided to quit from my office job and then start being as a paper cutting artist as a full-time job.
As a full-time job. Wow, that's quite a move.
Yeah, so this year will be my 8 years to be as a paper cutting artist full time.
Wow,
and then
congratulations.
try to make a living out of it.
Yeah.
So it was tough at first because it was a new art. It was a new art. It is hard for me to explain to everyone what is paper cutting is. And it's difficult to just explain it by mouth. So in 2011 I make my website, and then it was no Instagram before, so I tried to explain it on my website, and then in Facebook last time, and then people getting understand what paper cutting is by seeing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So they
yeah,
have the image in their head, you know,
yeah.
actually what's about the paper cutting. Now, aside of
Yeah.
actually you explaining this is your 8th year already, so that means the business is running very, very well. Now, aside from
Amen
that,
to that.
so you are actually giving classes, if I'm not mistaken. So is it true or not? And how is the public interest in learning paper cutting? Because for sure, I want to know more about this one.
Thank you. So when the public is more also more serious in getting to know this paper cutting art, I started because I received a lot of questions of how to create this, how to cut this, how to make the design, and what are the materials. So I cannot explain it to them one by one.
Okay.
And instead, I decided to have a class so that I can teach them with more people. So it was in 2014 I start to hold a class.
Right.
With starting with like eight students, and then 10, and then 20, and last time I have did a class with 30 students in one of the universities. So they invited me to have a class of paper cutting, and the response is great. That's why I keep having more workshops. Like every week I can have like a 3 at least one class.
Right.
Last time. But it was before the pandemic. But after the pandemic, I didn't have any more class. Instead of I changed the class into the Zoom class.
I see. So online classes.
Yes.
I see. So what did you teach in this class besides paper cutting, by Dewi? Because I know maybe there's some sort of beneficial therapy in this sort of method. Do you know anything about this?
Yeah, I actually I find it myself as a very active and very agile person.
Okay.
But during making the paper cutting, it makes me more relaxed. It makes me relax and more composed.
Yeah.
That's right.
So like you can say that this is kind of therapy for me.
Therapeutic.
And I hope it works for everyone too.
Yes, especially in this pandemic, Mbak Dewi. I think many people are looking for art crafts, right? Something to do at home and something relaxing. But during this pandemic, also everything is digitalized, and also artworks is also now digitalized. So many of us purchase art from NFT, or this non-fungible token. If you are familiar with this new type of art, do you think paper cutting art can compete with this digital art or NFTs?
Well, as I mentioned before, that the first process of my paper cutting is actually made in digital medium before transfer it to paper. So it starts with the digital art before you transfer it to the physical form, which my client has on their hands now. So as in the NFT technology, I believe that we are all new in this new technology, and we are so interested. We are so interested to getting to know more about what is NFT. But what I see, what I try to understand is that there are two main interesting features that NFT provide to us as an artist. Is that first is the authentication feature.
Yeah.
Because in my art, in every paper, I have the unique number that is embedded in each paper.
Okay.
So, and my client will also have their own certificate of authenticity to state that this is originally handmade. This is not machine-made paper. And a serial number that every client will only have their own unique number. And with the NFT system, I believe that I can also have the digital authentication in the blockchain.
Oh, yeah, that's
Wow.
interesting.
So maybe later I'm still exploring this kind of opportunities to create the digital art in the NFT format
I see.
for my clients too.
So you're going to
Yeah,
be the
so-
creator, right?
Hopefully.
yes, of course. Of course, we are the artists should be the creator and not
a
the
trader.
consumer.
Not a trader. Okay.
Not a trader. Trader
All
is
right.
not for us. We're supposed to be creating, and,
All right.
and I'm encouraged that all of the artists do in whatever medium you're
Yes.
creating now. You should be creating.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, that is so true. Now, Dewi, as a creator that you've stated yourself as a creator, now obviously you've made or you've created lots of artworks. Now, I'm really curious. I mean, you gave us patterns here, and they're just like, I think they're just easy to be cut, stars and also heart shapes. But I'm really wondering, what was your most difficult creation? Obviously, it's not going to be like stars and hearts only.
That is for the
Beginners.
beginner.
Yes, that's us.
That was for my class actually. I will be giving that shape, that very easy shape for them to
Yep.
actually train to start getting warm up with their hands. But actually, the hardest one, the most difficult one I have is the one I have in here.
Okay.
So this
Wow, that's the Last Supper, right?
this is the last supper that
Wow.
I managed to finish in 1 month.
1 month.
1 month.
I see.
Yeah, with approximate I cut daily in 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
Wow, I see.
So actually this if you can see that
Look at the
this part is
details.
very-
Look at that, Shahnaz.
Wow.
it's very small.
Yes.
It's very small. So actually one hole of this it can take up to 1 minute.
1 minute
more even.
per hole.
1 minute for one hole.
Wow.
look
All
at
right, that's
that.
beautiful, Dewi.
Very beautiful.
Especially with in the face detail.
Yes, yes. You
Mm.
really
You
need to be precise
You
and
can
detailed.
imagine the tedious work
Alright.
that is being put in this
But
piece
Dewi-
of art.
Dewi, what happens if you made a mistake during the very
cutting.
intricate pattern like that?
Yes, actually there are mistakes, especially with this level of
Yeah.
difficulty level of paper. There must be a mistake, especially when it is handmade. We cannot mistake with the machine because the machine
Yeah.
is programmed. But with the handmade, the mistake must be is on the percentage.
I see.
But you can see it, right?
We
I
can't
cannot
see
see it. But did you glue it or did you tape it or? Can you please share
We
with us?
try. Yeah. We try to sew it here and there, and then so that the mistake is not visible.
Okay,
Oh,
now.
so you use thread, like you sew it?
No, actually it depends on the mistake,
Okay.
but it's not a major mistake.
No, it's not a major mistake.
You need to
Because-
improvise.
Because
Because she's a pro, right?
Yeah.
Speaking.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
now,
right, improvising.
okay. Now you are actually going to help us here, Dewi. You are going to guide us step by step to teach us how to cut and also make basic shapes. Okay, we're just going to cut.
I already made mine.
Look at that. Okay. So you are going to guide us. So what is the first step that we need to do? So we've got, we've got patterns here, Shahnaz. We've got
Yes.
papers and
We got
boards here.
the basic shape, the stars and the hearts, but
Okay.
I made some lightning. Oh no, it's a feather cut. I thought it
Okay.
was the lightning. All right, can you teach us, Dewi, how to make this basic shape? So we have here our pattern, and we have this fancy paper, both in gold and also these silver ones. So the first thing we need to do is to cut the pattern. Am I right?
We need the board as a
Yes.
cutting mat.
Okay, the
so
cutting mat.
I'm cutting my star
Yeah,
right
right.
now, Shahnaz.
All right, you're cutting your stars. So
And then take out take out your cutter.
Take out our
Okay.
cutter. Okay.
Yes.
And then?
So yeah, so the straight cut and the curve cut is actually two of the basic cutting method. So
This-
what?
Okay.
I think Barama does the feather cut. The feather cut is one of the most difficult one.
Okay.
Oh, that's Shahnas.
That's me.
Shahnas.
That's me.
I'm doing the
I'm very
stars.
competitive. I'm very competitive. as you
Okay,
can see.
Dewi, I am done
I think.
with my star.
Okay.
You're done with your
Wow,
star.
wow,
Wow. Right.
Great. So you finished your first straight cut method.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah. So the second method is the curve cut.
curve.
Cut.
Oh,
The curve cut. All
okay.
right. So the curve cut, we can exercise it by making this heart shape, right? Like
yes.
this.
Okay,
Alright.
let's do that.
So you hold the cutter. So you hold the cutter just like you're holding a pencil.
Right.
Holding a pencil. Okay.
Okay. So does it need to
And
be
then you
like one cut only, or you can actually like punch the card like bit by bit, bit by bit?
Yes. You can, and then you
Okay.
can also turn the paper instead of turning your hands.
Just like what I did
okay.
there.
Let's do this. I hope that we are
Nice.
actually making a very good shape, Shahnas.
Yeah, I used to have this cutting mat, the green ones that you will need when you're a professional cutter.
Oh.
Although I'm not very professional.
Yes, right. Green one.
Although I'm not
Okay.
very professional, but
But we're
did.
trying our best here.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I have this curve cut. So what happens if I want to use the fancy paper? So I just throw it in, or Can I
Actually,
use this?
the pattern will be printed on the paper.
oh, okay. So I thought
Yeah.
you can transform it to this fancy paper. So that's what I did there with my feather cut.
Yes,
I
you-
just put it
Yes, you
on
can.
top of the fancy paper.
You can put it on stack, but it will be difficult for you to cut
That's
double paper.
right.
Okay.
Because I made some mistake here, and I think I ripped it apart.
It's okay, you can
Which-
glue it. I
Better
think.
one?
Now, Dewi, we've cut the straight cut and also curve cut. I'm done with the straight and also curve cut here. This is the straight, this is the curve cut here. So after this, what's the next step to do?
If you can take the other paper that has the 5 steps of cutting method.
Okay.
The one that
Oh.
Barama cut, the feather cut.
Oh, Shahnas,
Actually,
is it that one, Shahnas? I think we only have one
Okay,
one
this one.
instruction paper. I think that's one.
This
That's
is-
the one, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Guide us.
That one is the full method for to create the any level of paper cutting level of difficulties.
Oh.
So the one I gave you, the straight and the curve is actually the two basic one. So actually, if you want to master the paper cutting method, you need to finish all the 5 steps.
I see.
Just 5 steps. Okay,
So
Shahnas did one.
I just skipped the first step, the second, and the third, and I went straight to the fourth. Look at that.
You're a
How
pro.
competitive am I?
Great.
All right, so Dewi, if we want to be a cutting paper artist like yourself, do you have any tips on this, on how we can start doing this? Maybe a DIY project that we can take at home?
Yeah, actually, I do have the starter kit for the beginner.
yes.
I sell it the starter kit in the marketplace, so
Okay.
people can try themselves with the various pattern to choose from,
Okay.
based on also from level 1 of difficulty up to level 10. Up to level 10 of difficulty, you can choose many designs,
Okay.
so that you can try yourself and see which level are you in actually.
Okay, so
Alright.
if people wants to buy that starter kit, where can they actually buy? Can you just inform us?
Yeah, you can buy it in the marketplace.
In the marketplace, in the
the green
e-commerce
color one.
site. All right.
Yeah.
But is it safe for our kids to do this also, by Dewi?
I once taught my nephew when he
Alright.
was 7 years old actually
11.
when they're familiar with how to hold a pencil.
Right.
So once the kid is familiar with holding a pencil, actually we can already teach them how to
Alright.
use the tool, because the cutter itself is like a drawing tool.
Yeah.
But not in the pencil way, but this is the sharp way. So
Yes.
so parents also need to stand by their
Supervise.
side.
Yeah.
To check. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Dewi, for teaching us to do this. I hope you keep on doing what you're doing because it's very beautiful, it's very amazing, and
Sure.
very inspiring. Have a wonderful day, Dewi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye,
Mama San.
Nai.